3, 2, 1. Coach, exercise physiologist Arief Hunter, welcome back to the podcast.
What's up? It's good to be back.
What's up, bro? How's things?
Pretty good. October 2021.
Bro,
No lockdowns recently.
we've had a good run. How long's it been since the last lockdown?
A couple months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we're in the clear? We're good now for good?
Mm.
You think so?
I think so.
I hope
At
so.
least for Queensland.
Yeah.
Maybe once the borders open and then Victoria comes up. 2,500 cases or 2,200 cases today. Nuts.
I've stopped keeping track of case numbers and things.
Doesn't bother us, eh?
0, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you got family and friends.
Yeah, I do. In both. In more family in Victoria.
Cool.
Yeah, did you see the Victorian gyms have experienced just short of 1 year of lockdowns, gyms being shut?
Yeah, I have a few
yeah.
powerlifting friends that have gyms in Victoria and had to shut down months ago.
Like, are they permanently shut or do you
Permanently shut.
Wow, it's so sad.
Yeah, and it was like thriving before COVID, so it's sad to see.
Super sad to see, man. What are they doing for like career changes? Are they going back to coaching or just are they still coaching?
Some of them's doing online coaching because pretty much everyone has a home gym in Victoria now. Some of them are doing like myotherapy. One's already a physio.
Okay.
They've already had careers, and then they did a powerlifting gym more for like a hobby, a passion project, I believe. On another note, I actually have a patient, a client moving to Melbourne and is like, can you find me an EP so I can keep going? And then in my mind, I'm like, just let all the lockdowns settle down and see what gyms are left.
Yes.
And all the new business that's going to be popping up once all the restrictions lift.
Yeah.
Because things are going to change.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I can't imagine being a gym, being shut down for your community, being shut down for services for that long. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're a Victorian or New South Wales, it's definitely going to be a different way of looking at everything post-lockdowns.
Yeah.
We have like 3 days and we're like, oh no.
The gains, what are we going to do?
Yeah. What's new with you?
A lot. Training.
Yeah.
Yeah, really dialing in training now. All of my, as you well and truly know, all of the comps are done. Powerlifting comps are done for the year.
Yep.
So it's nice to have, with your help, redialed my goals, which are now, instead of competition, spec, getting everything, trying to make everything powerlifting ready for comps. It's now more other goals, an evolution of my physique goals that I want. So continuing to get stronger, maybe, put on muscle, burn fat, and more aesthetic stuff, which I'm enjoying. I'm doing, instead of training strength 3 times per week, I'm now doing 6.
Yeah.
Which has been a bit of an adjustment. I'm used to like long sessions, like 2 hours, 3 hours, take a bit of time, 5 minutes between sets. But now I'm trying to like bring it as close as I can to an hour. In saying that, yesterday's session was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But
yeah, how come?
Deadies, and I was like slow, and then Jack and I were hanging out in between sets. Yeah.
It's pretty much just get in, pump it out, and leave. And because if not, a 6-hour training week will turn into a 12-hour training week real quick.
Yeah.
So you've been following push-pull legs.
Push-pull legs, yeah.
So body part or movement related. So mainly chest, shoulders, back and a bit of delts, and then lower body. How are you coping?
Fine. I'm really enjoying the blend of 6 days and also us dialing in my calories and my nutrition to help with that. I'm feeling, and I think my physique is changing, I'm getting leaner. I can start to see some vascularity come back, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I'll walk past the mirror and go, ooh, that's it.
How many calories are you on?
So 2,500 as of yesterday.
Yeah.
Which
Did you hit it yesterday?
Yeah. I think I need to continue to get better at counting things. So, for example, we had dinner and it was gnocchi and pasta. So I'm like, like the half the pasta packet. So that was easy to calculate. But the gnocchi, I'm like, it's around 100 grams. So I'll just.
Do you own scales?
I do, but I'm just like not week 1, week 2, I was weighing things, but now I'm just like, 100 grams, a cup of this, a cup of that.
And then really it's like 200 grams.
Shit.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying the training, enjoying the nutrition side of things, and just working on myself as well every day, every week, chipping away at reading different books. I just finished a book on breathing, so I've been practicing. Getting better at breath work throughout the day.
Can you give me explain like I'm 5, explain it, that book in 1 paragraph kind of deal?
I'll try my best. So the author's James Nestor. The book is called Breathe, and I first came across his work online on YouTube, and then I checked out his podcast, checked out a lot of the stuff, benefited from it a little bit. It seemed interesting, so I got the book on Audible. One of the first points is breathing, much like exercise and nutrition, has levels to it, and we often neglect that. And he says it's a lost, he says it's a lost art where we're forever striving to improve our performance with nutrition or sleep or training.
It's a performance-related book, or well-being, or health?
All round. It's like he presents the science and the literature on breath work for performance and health, and he links it to mental health, to physical health, to athletic performance, to longevity, all sorts of things. Brings it around. But in a couple of words, me butchering this, it's
put you on the spot with this one.
It's okay, but I'm almost. I think I just finished it. Yeah, just finished the. You finished it the other day, so it's pretty fresh. Yeah, it's good. 5.5 seconds in is what he recommends, and 5.5 seconds out. And doing it through our nose is far more advantageous for health and performance compared to what most of us do is a blend of nose and mouth. And some of us in high stress situations or exercise situations will go mouth only. And
filter things.
There's some filter things, and there's a bunch of things. Yeah, it's how that oxygen comes in, and it's the red line in our car. Instead of us redlining it, practicing nasal breathing, it brings the red line more this way. So it helps with energy, it helps with rest, recovery, lowers heart rate throughout the day, all of these things.
Yeah, that's a lot to take on.
Fascinating listening to him about the different experiments that exist where they've taped noses. And I think he did it. He participated in the experiment himself. He taped his nose with a colleague that did the experiment, and just did mouth breathing for a couple of weeks. And they marked all these
health markers and stuff like
that. All these health markers, performance markers, cardio fitness in the gym. I think they might have looked at strength as well, and everything
did.
Yeah, everything went down. Yeah, and then he goes, man, taking the tape off his nose and going back to being able to use his nose. It felt like a big game changer.
You're just telling me to keep my mouth shut, bro.
Just keep your mouth shut, bro. Nasal things.
Nice.
In addition to that, I'm playing around with making sure I get enough vitamin D, getting outside a little bit. Sometimes in the gym game, we're often we work indoors most of the time, and then if I'm not mindful of it, the only vitamin D or outside time I'll get is either at night after work or on the weekends.
Yeah.
So just trying to walk Shady a little bit more during the day.
How is Shady?
He's good, man.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. He his paws get a little bit infected. I think it's a stuffy thing. When it rains and when there's a lot of moisture in the ground, they can get sensitivities to their skin.
Yeah. I'm a dog guy now too.
I know, bro. Can't believe that. You're all about the cats.
Yeah. This morning, Bruno, one of those fiddle leaves things? It's like a plant and it's fickle leaf. I don't know. Yeah. It's like big leaves.
Yeah.
Bruno just ripped one off and then just left it on the carpet. Man, Wendy's going to wake up hurt.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Hey, it is what it is. What's new with you, bro? What have you been focusing on?
Recently got engaged.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. 3 weeks ago, asked the love of my life to marry me, and she said yeah. She called me an idiot, and then said yes. That was fun. Did that at Double Point Double Island Point. Yeah, went 4-wheel driving. Oh yeah, how was your 4-wheel driving?
No comment. No comment, bro.
Were you overheating and stuff?
Yeah, I was having some dramas.
Yeah.
Tell me more about the engagement. What'd you do?
2 days before, me and a friend was talking, and then we decided to go to Double Island Point. I mean, I was planning it for weeks, you know. I was planning it for weeks. Every detail had to be planned out. Yeah, and then we decided to go to Double Island Point. I'm like, oh, that's a good opportunity at a beach. And a friend would be there to record, and yeah, it all worked out.
Amazing, bro.
Yeah. I was actually really angry that morning.
Why?
Wendy was just sending it. She's going like 80, 100 on the beach. And then, like, whenever, you know, there's little bumps,
Yeah.
she's like flooring it, trying to get airborne. And I'm like hanging it. Yeah. And then I was just like, please stop. We're going to roll your mom's 4-wheel drive and she's going to blame me probably. Yeah, so I was mad.
Wow.
I didn't even want to propose, G. I was just like, man, I don't even want to do this. Yeah. Had a few drinks. That was good.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. And then that weekend, went out. Everyone's like, when's the wedding? And I'm like, whoa, I've just been planning this for months. And then now we're planning the wedding too. I was like, settle down. Yeah, we'll see.
Super exciting, man. I saw the footage of you guys on the beach. You were all dressed up, man. You look like you're out of a movie.
Yeah.
A white,
Wore a
flowy
button-up shirt, man.
Yeah.
Definitely knew something was up.
Yeah.
Who wears a button-up shirt to the beach? Man. That's good.
Nice.
I actually have a friend's wedding that I was supposed to go to at Byron yesterday. And it got cancelled, COVID restrictions.
Oh, man. The wedding was meant to be yesterday?
Yeah, remember I was telling
yeah.
you? Yeah.
That's
COVID.
right. Thursday wedding.
Border
On
bubble.
a Wednesday wedding.
Yeah. But yeah, can't plan much these days.
Super frustrating, bro.
Mm.
Frustrating to think that a year and some, maybe just under 2 years.
Mm.
What is it? 2 years in March? That's when it first kicked in?
Yeah.
Is it 2 years next
2
month?
years in March was the first lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still in like bubbles. We're still, New South Wales is an hour away, but it feels like it's
Yeah.
super
entry.
separate. Yeah.
I actually have friends that work in telecom, and because it's infrastructure, he's been back and forth in New South Wales heaps lately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there's border exceptions.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, not much. Been sort of keeping an eye on crypto things and just following that journey.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, just seeing what happens. Yeah. I don't know. Also, yeah, I don't know. It's like a whole bubble. Not it's a bubble. Like it's a whole thing you can unpack in its own.
What's that? Crypto? What can you unpack, bro?
I don't know. The price has gone crazy.
Okay.
As with everything else. Like, man, if you go to Coles, how much are you spending on groceries lately? Like more than a year or two ago?
Heaps more, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like everything's going up. Houses
have gone up. Cars have gone up.
Yeah, like you can't even get a car for under 5K anymore.
My cousin's looking to buy a ute, and he's noticed that like the D-Max, Isuzu D-Max, the ute, pretty sure he was saying, is up by like 10K.
Yeah.
Like the same ute that was worth, I'm butchering this, but if it was worth 61, like they're asking price on them now, what they want 71. Like they've added 10 or 11K.
Yeah.
He's looking at the Mazdas, the BT50, because the Mazdas, they're doing the same thing, but it's like less and more reasonable.
And then if you're looking at cars that are 1 or 2 years old with 40,000 kilometers, they're pretty much the same price as brand new.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, it makes sense to buy a new car, but then there's not enough supply, so you got to wait for 6 months to a year, and it just makes the whole problem worse.
Yeah.
You know why that's happening?
Why? Why?
America.
Morocco.
I think mainly I've read that there's like a chip shortage because there's so much tech in cars that you need like all those chips, and there's not enough to go around, and there's a bottleneck, so the prices are going up that way. Yeah.
I've heard that as well. I actually heard that firsthand from a car dealer dude.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Volkswagen Macrovat.
Yeah, just straight up chip shortage.
Yeah. The one of the main chips that every car needs, every modern car needs.
Probably like a GPS chip or something.
He explained it to me, some sort of ECU something chip.
Yeah. That's why all the cars are just mooning.
This guy had a conspiracy theory on it.
What was it?
For real. He was like, I have a theory. I go, bruh, hit me. Because at the time we were looking at Golf Rs and also looking at those Touareg.
Yeah,
Touareg. Yeah.
Man, those are big cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, man, his theory is, this could be absolute bullshit. I don't know. But he's convinced that the Chinese market, China is now producing more of their own cars, whereas in the past, all of the chips come from China. By the way, that's what this guy was saying. That chip that you're talking about, they're not produced in Australia, America, or Europe. They're straight from China and supplied to the car manufacturers. Yeah. But now, China and the Asian market is creating more of their own. They've ramped up their own brands. Yeah. So they're going hard on the Chinese cars. Yeah. And this guy's convinced that they're deliberately controlling the supply of the chips
to make it more competitive.
Well, they're supplying the chips obviously to China and to their car manufacturers. So these guys are pumping out cars, but the other car manufacturers around the world, Europe, America, etc., are having a harder time of building their cars.
Seems legit.
I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but it came from a car dealership dude that he was talking about how, like the most entry level Golf. He goes, normally we're pumping through them and like we have them, everyone's buying the Golf. Yeah. Whereas like now there's a shortage of them, and then and that trickles down to the more premium cars like the Golf R or the Touareg or the other ones. They're even harder to get. So there's a wait on everything. People are getting pissed off because you have to wait 6 to 12 months for the car. You can't even test drive the car. They don't even have a demo.
Yeah, man.
And there's and they can't even give you an exact or they can't even give you a rough date. He's going, oh, we might have it next year or maybe 2023. What is going on?
It's funny, in March last year when the lockdowns and COVID scares happened, it's going to be lasting effects for years. Crazy.
What do you think the lasting effects will be? Let's take Victoria for example. They're one of the most They are the most locked down city in the world. Melbourne, Victoria, is the most locked down city in the world. Isn't that a crazy thought, bro? Out of all the places on planet Earth.
Well, if you've been there, you know how many speed cameras there are. I'm not surprised.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
I've been there. Lots of speed cameras.
There's like one every traffic line. Yeah.
How does that link to what do you mean?
Like, I think it's like a police nanny state. It's just like heavily policed. Okay. Where you can't even like leave your house. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like from a speeding law perspective, and in that it made sense that it's just locked down like crazy. Yeah. Effects. Supply chain. So like all your chips, like even in cars, everything is like connected. Everything has Bluetooth. Everything has chips. Like you have TVs that you can sort of view your camera in from your phone. So when you're at the groceries, you know what's in there. Like imagine how many chips that TV has. And then like everything you buy now, like watches, that has chips. Earphones, chips. It's just like if there's a chip shortage, everything will sort of go up in price. Like cars as well as everything else. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically everything's connected now. Eventually everything's going to be connected even more. Wait, this isn't relevant to I lost my train of thought, guys.
It doesn't matter. It's all good. We're chatting the flow-on effects from like all these crazy lockdowns and being like the flow-on on that COVID scare and the first lockdowns and then the next lockdown. Gyms being shut, the supply.
I think there's going to be a lot of companies having mandates on vaccines, and that's going to be like some people that won't get the vaccines, they won't be able to work, and then there'll be sort of drama in that sense. Yeah. Like I think CFMEU, like that's all the tradie union thing. A couple of weeks ago in Melbourne, they said something about vaccines, and then their head office got like trashed. But yeah, mental health, that's messed up, man.
Mental health effects, physical health.
Yeah, physical health is a big one. How are you going to train in a small space with no equipment? Man, if you go to Kmart and you go buy equipment, sold out. Does it fitness racks empty?
What the heck? Kmart sells fitness racks?
Not fitness racks, like dumbbells,
Dumbbells,
kettlebells,
yeah,
all
yeah.
those
All
little
that
bands.
stuff. Yeah.
Man, empty.
Yeah.
I can't imagine in New South Wales and Victoria.
My other concern is a lot of us don't have the mental fortitude to be able to train at home by ourselves in our garage or at home in general. Because for a lot of us, our habit is home is where we recharge, home is where we chill, not where we get after it and train hard. So like disengaging from home and going to a gym to train is a necessity for a lot of us. Sure, there's some people that are advanced and have really good habits and can do it anywhere, but most people at home, that's where family gets in the way, gets more of a priority. Work gets more of a priority. Doing house chores is more of a priority. And like looking after your health and fitness is less of a priority by default.
Yeah, and because it's always there, they think, oh, it'll be there later in the day, and before you know it, it's 7 p.m. and you're eating dinner and going to bed.
Yeah. Oh, I'll do it later. Because I have all the time to do it, and then it never gets done.
Because even if equipment is not an issue, because I have quite a bit of gym equipment at home, and even then it's like sometimes just getting into the routine where you're getting in the car, going to the gym, you have your gym bag, you're warming up, like your mindset changes going through that process where you're sort of making a deal out of exercising versus if you're going to your garage and you have all the equipment there, it's hard to flick the switch unless you're extremely motivated. Yeah.
Extremely motivated, extremely in control of your training and like hyper aware of that's a practice in itself.
Yeah.
So to develop that skill, that's going to take some time to be able to pull that off.
Especially if they've just started exercising, if they've had sort of comorbidities or illnesses and they've been advised to exercise.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that unless you're sort of doing telehealth stuff?
Yeah. Super fascinating times that we're living through. My take on it is I feel like we're saving lives maybe in one way over here, but all these lockdowns and all these restrictions and everything that we're living through is harming lives on the other scale over here. So I feel like whatever we're doing here, we're undoing, and there'll be flow-on effects here, both short, medium, and long-term ones.
Yeah. 100%.
And I know it's super complex. I know you and I are just two gym guys in Newstead chatting about this, but I feel like there's more to it. It's not that black and white of, and if we look at Melbourne, they've been in lockdown for how long, and the numbers are still rising. Like the whole state, the whole city is shut down, but it's not like we're going back down. We're going up.
Yeah.
So it's
crazy.
Like, is the lockdown working? The numbers are climbing.
And then you have Joe Biden over here. Everything's open, spring break.
Is that what he's doing in America?
I think everything's just operating as usual.
Wow.
I'm seeing freaking Instagram videos of festivals and stuff. So
they're back to festivals?
Yeah. Catching the vid.
Bro, we're just excited to go to Kmart in New South Wales. People camping out at midnight. Did you see that?
For what?
For Kmart. Because New South Wales was in lockdown.
You're kidding.
People are that excited about Kmart. They're lining up at midnight because the stores open at midnight. And they're just getting their Kmart stuff sorted.
It's crazy how one of the effects of COVID and like saving the economy and all that was how much money's being printed.
Yeah, you showed me the graph the other day. Yeah. That's alarming, bro. Yeah. What's your thoughts on all that?
I don't know, like M1 money supply, it's like how much money's circulating in America. They had like, let's say this much, and in the graph it's like from 2019, it's just 2019, 2020, just printed maybe like 30-40% of the circulating money in a year. What does that mean? Because, they were handing out so much money, all these stimulus checks, even JobKeeper, stuff like that. They were borrowing money, and now we've got to pay back.
Oh, so we're borrowing money from the States for JobKeeper and stuff? Is
Not
that where
from
it's
the
coming
States,
from?
like the federal bank.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, let's just say, you know how every time there's a budget, federal budget, there's like, oh, this is going to save money. And then, because when the government borrows money from the federal bank, they got to pay it back or pay interest on it. So while the interest rates are low, like, governments can borrow money easily and then give it to people that are on JobKeeper and all that sort of stuff. But eventually it has to be paid back.
Yeah.
So who's going to pay it back? Our kids.
They're going to be paying it back.
Yeah, if you got to make back all that money, what are you going to do? Just keep borrowing and changing the interest rates, or eventually it's going to be paid back? Wait till GST is 20%. Also there's a lot on my mind.
What's on your mind, bro?
With all that money being printed, 40% in a year, 40%. Let's just say there's so much more money going around. That's one of the reasons why a lot of stuff is going up in price too. So let's just say if you're holding cash, and then all of a sudden there's 40% more cash. Let's just say if you're like in one place there's only $100, and then all of a sudden there's $140, your $1 is worth less. So what do people do when that's happening? Because it was happening in Venezuela. Like,
Okay.
let's just say it'll be like 10,000 Venezuelan dollars to buy a piece of bread, and then next week it's 50,000. Eventually, people were like having wheelbarrows full of cash to buy a loaf of bread, just because it was. Venezuela? One of those countries.
One of those countries with the V? Probably Venezuela. Remember, that's where there was some drama going on not long ago.
I think they were getting close. No. I'm not sure. But in Zimbabwe, sorry.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, so they have like a $1 trillion note because inflation ran crazy.
They have a $1 trillion note?
Yeah. So $1 trillion note because they need the factors needed to get bigger and bigger. So eventually, instead of holding $1 trillion in like 10,000 notes, they just printed $1 trillion note. So let's just say in 50 or 100 years, we might see like $1,000 Aussie note if things don't change. Just because, let's just say bread a few years ago might have been like 20 cents. You hear stories, oh man, when I went grocery shopping, I spent $10, $20 for a cart full of groceries. Now it's like $100, $200, $300 for groceries. What's it going to be in 50 years? $1,000? Well, it's going to be so fat with money.
Crazy thought. It's funny you should say that. Just last night, I was having a look at our pantry. Sophia bought a loaf of bread. It was some light sour rye, and it was $7, like 50 on it or something.
Yeah, that's
For
crazy.
a loaf of bread.
I went to West End to this croissant place. $10 for a croissant. That's nuts. So what do you do when times are like that? You got to buy stuff that hedges inflation.
What hedges inflation?
Property. So like, there's only so much land, but there's so much cash. So something that's limited goes up. You know what I mean? Or companies, like let's just say Coca-Cola. If it's $1 for a can, and then let's say the ingredients goes up in price by 10%, what's Coca-Cola going to do? They're going to up the price by 10 cents. You know what I mean? So that's like a hedge. So as things go up in price, that'll go up in price. Their revenue will change.
Mm-hmm.
And crypto. I reckon.
Crypto.
Maybe. Gold, crypto, land. What do you know about crypto?
Very little. In the last 12 months, I've been hitting some podcasts on it. It started probably about 9 months ago.
Yeah. Gary Vee, you mentioned.
Well, Gary Vee, I like following Gary Vee and like listening to his stuff. And for a long time, he didn't say anything about crypto or anything. And then all of a sudden, he started chatting about NFTs. What are these? Remember I sent it to you? I was like, yo, This guy's launching his own NFT and he's encouraging his whole community to get on it. Like this. He's got a product now. Because for a long time, he was talking about how he's got no product. He doesn't care. He had wine.
Oh, so he's sold out.
Of what? Of the NFT?
No. Because you know how he said a lot of his content's for free.
That's right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he sold out. He reckons he was trying to make the community money because if people got the NFT, he was convinced the NFT.
Except he's at the top of the Ponzi scheme.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm clueless. But even before Gary V NFTs, I was checking out just different podcast chats online. The different crypto podcasts online about just dudes in America that are just getting into crypto and stuff.
I think NFTs, it's like the creator gets like a slice of every trade.
Wow.
And then you can just make, like, let's just say, if you're an artist, you make one painting, right? That's one commission. But with NFTs, you can do like 500 or 1,000. And I don't know. Just keep gassing it up on social media.
Just so our community can hear what Michael's saying, how do we recap that? Michael's saying that whoever's owned it along the way will, if you've owned it once and then sold it, as long as you owned it once, you will continue to get royalties. Every time it sells, you'll collect
really?
cash. That's pretty nuts.
That's why
So I could sell it to you, you sell it to someone else. I'll still get paid, you get paid.
Going back to the NFTs, I think it takes from like elite fine art like Van Goghs, Picassos and stuff. How are they valued? There's so many commissions from that one painter. He passes away. And then, how there's like people that invest a lot in art. Sometimes a lot of the reason behind that is if you're like mega rich and you're trying to leave a legacy, once you pass away, that's it. But when you buy a piece of art like Van Gogh, your name is with all the past owners. So that art will be around forever unless it gets destroyed. And as you pass away, you might sell it or whatever. Your name is on that list of all the people that will own that piece of art. Similar to NFTs, you can track who's owned it, I think.
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast about crypto yesterday, and he was talking about how in America right now there's a bit of or around the world, there's a bit of a battle as to what cryptocurrency should be labeled as. Is it like, because if it's a security, if it's with securities in America, there's all these laws around like what you can and can't do with the security. That's like this old law from the 30s, and it would like get in the way of
trading or
future development and the technologies that are being innovated with crypto.
Yeah, regulation's trying to catch up.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's classed as an asset.
Okay.
So whenever you buy or sell...
Or just tax
things. So like whenever you buy a house or sell a house, if it's for investment purposes, you got to pay tax on the difference, or you get a tax credit for your losses. It's good because when you lose, you get a tax credit, but then when you gain, you got to pay tax.
Is there any countries in the world now where like crypto kings are going because there's no
tax? Yeah, heaps.
Is there really?
Yeah,
where are they going?
South Korea? Is this no? They've been cracking down a little bit.
South Korea.
No gains on crypto gains. No tax.
No tax at all.
Yeah.
Zero tax on crypto in South Korea.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I think there's like a small country like in Eastern Europe, as usual.
What you trying to say, bro?
You just go there and then you trade, and then zero tax on gains. Versus if you make like $10 in crypto, you got to pay the ATO, a percentage.
In Australia, you'd be paying a lot in Australia. What about America? Probably a lot as well.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But then that pays for our roads, that pays for our healthcare, that pays for our army. Mm-hmm. All important things, man. Mm. Change of topic. Have you seen Squid Game?
I'm hooked.
What episode are you up to?
I just finished 4 or 5. I think I'm on 5. How many is there? 7?
8, I think.
8. So I've got another couple to go.
9 episodes.
9?
Yeah.
Bro, Squid Game, I'm really liking it. The first episode, it took me like 2 goes, 3 goes to get through the first episode. I wasn't ready for the subtitles. I wasn't ready for the killing.
You can just dub it, bro.
Yeah, I know. But I've heard dubbing it, like you lose a little bit of the acting and the emotion.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, dubbing it, bro.
But
do you dub it?
100%, bro.
Yeah.
I'm cooking dinner and watching.
Listen to it in like perfect Australian accents and shit.
Money Heist was better dubbed.
Really?
Money Heist, yeah. But Squid Game, #1 show on Netflix, most watched, most successful season or series.
Bro, they're taking over.
Guess what? Everyone's going for Halloween.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
dressing up as the old guy.
No. Everyone's going as the guards.
Oh,
And then the guy that's woke is going as the head guy, head honcho.
bro.
Yeah. I ordered mine.
You've ordered your mask?
Not a Squid Game, Money Heist.
Money Heist one?
Yeah.
Nice. Man, I'm liking the show. I like how the Korean shows they play it on like real shit. Like I like how all the stories are like super captivating. Like you've got the guy that's like a finance guy.
Yeah.
That's having trouble in the finance world, and then the guy that's like the mafia guy, the boss, and then you got like the everyday guy that's
different
just
walks of life.
Yeah, that guy's like going through a divorce. He's losing his kid, the stepdad. Then
man,
it's badass. Green light.
We should have some of those games for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I saw on Facebook Marketplace you can get the candy. Have you seen that part yet?
Yeah. The honeycomb one.
Yeah.
That's a cool game.
Yeah, we should do it. And then whoever messes up has to do like 1,000 burpees.
I'm so keen. Except the burpees. But yeah, I won't mess up, bro. You see the guy starts licking it?
Yeah.
ZAR one's in there.
Yeah.
You gotta like do the... Wouldn't be that easy. You gotta
No. Good way to do it is to 3D print the logo. And then when they do it, when it's soft, you just stamp it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be done.
Have you finished Squid Game or are you still raw?
2 or 3 more episodes.
Bro, Sophia just burned through it. She's already done. She's like rewatching it with me.
What?
She goes hard on the TV shows when she finds a good one.
Man.
Doesn't wait up for me. I fall asleep and stuff.
Man. She don't love you. How does she do that?
Bro, she does. Yeah, like what? Just burns through it. She doesn't trust me with TV shows.
Man, when he does that to me, I get mad as.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
has to get permission before she's like, all right, just burn through this. I don't want to watch this. Yeah. But if it's like Money Heist, and normally I'm the one that watches.
What a dog.
I get cut up.
You get ahead?
Yeah, usually. Yeah. It's fun times.
Fun times, bro.
What are your plans for Christmas?
Man, I've given up planning things too far ahead because of these restrictions and
no more lockdowns,
things.
Bro.
No more lockdowns. Just plan everything.
I think because the vaccination rates are high, and then the premier is like all the states, even New South Wales and Queensland, they said it'll be like a last resort kind of thing.
Oh,
so I think there's more certainty with dates and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christmas time, usually I like to just hang out at the beach. Lots of good family time, good time with friends. Kick back. Probably a bit of camping, bit of this.
It'll be 2 years of ZAR in December.
Yeah.
2 years of open trade.
Yeah. First week of December.
What a journey.
Bro.
Fun times.
Yeah, really good times. It's been a really fun 2 years.
Yeah. Changed a lot in the gym compared to first time.
Yeah. I think it's been an evolution of like us figuring out like what else we need to add, what we need to get rid of, what we need to change. It has changed a lot.
Yeah. A lot more things on the wall now.
Yeah.
You still be on the floor.
Yeah.
Way cleaner.
Heaps more space. The community's just growing and growing, and our members' like mindset, training, strength, performance has just gotten better and better.
Yeah.
Physiques.
Man, I love the blocks of training now. Everyone's really like looking at their training from a week or program or block month perspective versus session to session. And then as each block goes by, they're like, all right, we've got to work hard so the end of the block is good. And it's definitely making some killers.
It is making some killers. I like how everyone's into their training so much that if they miss a session, they're now coming in on Saturdays, Fridays, like at the end of the week, trying to figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is helping us unlock even more results and get even more benefits from our training.
Ain't nobody want to repeat their numbers next week.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the feedback that I'm getting from the communities. They're like, it's like, oh no, like I don't want to go sideways or down. Like I want to keep getting after it. Yeah. So it's working really well. We were reflecting on it a couple of weeks ago. We can't believe how good, we shouldn't tell them this, but how good the community is now at making notes and like marking, like telling us how they found the lift, telling us how they're performing, all of the.
Yeah, because you want to make it feel like you're there during their session with their notes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can get a feel for, oh, this was kind of hard, this was kind of easy.
Yeah.
And it really gives you a better picture when you're looking back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The programming is making a big difference. The blocks, we're now, we've extended the blocks to 8 weeks instead of 6.
Except for the next 2
Yeah, with Christmas
to
coming
fit
up.
in for Christmas. So next year, new block, week 1.
Ooh.
New
Yeah.
block. That'll be good.
Yeah.
It's gonna
First
be
week back
crazy.
in January, new block.
We should round out the last day of trade with a big lift day.
Yeah.
And a barbecue.
Done. Sounds good.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, let's do it. Big lift day and a barbecue.
That'd be good.
Let's do it.
I want those chavapas. They're so good. Those little peppery things.
Sounds good, bro. Chavapia and rakia.
Yeah. All right, till then.
And big lifts.
Yeah. What lift? Bench press? Deadlift? Squat?
I don't know. I feel like we should deadlift.
Yeah, it's easy.
Just
You
a
can set up a
deadlift
few
party.
bars too.
Yeah.
All right. And it's on a Thursday too, so like deadlifts are normally Thursdays, so it'll work.
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Nice. Stay tuned, community.
Deadlift party.
And then it'll be good.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else you want to close out with?
What do you reckon?
I don't know.
A nice way for us to close out is what are your goals and what are you doing with your training for the rest of the year?
Rest of the goals for my training is to try to limit weight gain over the holiday period and leading into the holiday period, because there's going to be lots of social events. There's going to be Christmas parties, Halloween parties, let's just say engagement parties. It's wedding season. There's going to be heaps of people that's saying, oh, I got too drunk on the weekend, can't hit squats on Monday, or ate too much, and so on. So keep that in mind. Like, let's say some people have something on most weekends, and then with social things, there's alcohol, there's lots of food that you don't normally eat. So for me, it's usually food. I eat too much, so I got to limit that going into holiday season.
Control the calories.
Control the calories.
Yeah, nice.
Limit weight gain or fat gain.
Yeah.
And then just the main priority nowadays is just feeling good, getting 3 sessions in, and moving forward.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying learning about the calories and counting it and tracking it on MyFitnessPal. This is the first time I've ever successfully done this or successfully stuck to it. In the past, I've always just put it in the too hard basket and just gone on different nutrition experiments.
It's like a hook. The more results you get, the more you want to do it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised with how much results I got in a relatively short period of time. Like in 4 to 6 weeks, man, I was starting to notice, or I have been noticing, really big changes.
Yeah. We'll see how we go leading into Christmas. Maybe that ZAR calendar will come out.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it last year. We didn't mention that at all.
Last year we didn't hit the shows as much. But yeah, this summer.
Yeah. Michael's like,
calendar shoot. What are we doing here? Thank you for coming on the podcast, bro.
Pleasure.
As always, it's good to hang out and chat.
Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Until next time.
Till next time.
Ooze.